everybody, here for Love and Hip Hop Season 2 Episode 11. I believe this is. Let's get into it. So basically, girl, you can't be all in the camera. So basically, Fizz and Moniece are cordial, and they're going shopping for Cameron because he starts kindergarten soon. So, they're discussing Fizz's video, and he's like, he wants her to be, since Nikki couldn't be in the video, he wants Moniece to be the main girl in his Good Lotion video. So Moniece agrees to be in his video, but as they're talking and everything, she's starting to feel like old feelings or whatever. So while they're on the set of the video, afterwards, Moniece pulls Fizz to the side and tells him, hey, all this time we're spending together, I'm starting to, have old feelings towards you again. Do you think we could ever get to that point? And Fizz is basically like, basically he was like, no offense or anything, but I fell out of love with you 5 years ago. And I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't love you, like we're a family forever. It's just that me being in love with you, I fell out of love 5 years ago. So, that kind of hurt Moniece, but it's like, Moniece, you're with Rich. Like, I kind of feel like Moniece she doesn't know what to do with her feelings. Like, honestly, like I kind of sense that she's really not that into Rich as she thinks she is. Like, she may be infatuated with Rich right now, but for you to tell another man who you've already been with that you still love him because y'all are spending like X amount of time together, like, I think Moniece is very confused in her feelings. So, Nikki came on the set to visit Fizz to show him support. And Fizz let her know, yeah, Moniece just basically professed her love to me. And Nikki was like, well, what do you want to do with that? He was like, I basically just told her that, I'm not in love with you anymore. We're still cool. She's like, well, would you think about making it work for the sake of your son? So Nikki had said that she would even excuse herself from the situation and allow them to be together if that, became the if that happened. And I'm like, you know what, I applaud Nikki, because Nikki, as much heat and backlash and everything that she gets just for who she is, Nikki is a real girl. Like, I mean, y'all could talk about her being plastic and fake and all of that, but Nikki is real. Nikki is a real type, like, she's a loyal down type of chick, and I really wish I had a friend like her, because Nikki is, because I don't really care about how Nikki looks. I mean, Nikki to me is a beautiful girl with or without the plastic surgery, but I feel like Nikki is a down real chick. Like, she owns up to anything she's done, any wrong she's done. She doesn't hate on other women unless they hate on her. I like Nikki. Y'all can say what y'all want about Nikki, but I love Nikki Muderis. I love that girl. Like, she is so real to me, so real. Okay, moving on from that. Tierra and Moniece meet up, and Moniece tells Tierra about her feelings towards Fizz, and Tierra tells Moniece about her feelings towards being basically kicked out of the fashion show. And they come up with this genius idea to crash the party, the fashion show, sorry. So while the fashion show is going on, and Hazel and them are about to prepare for it, Tierra sends Hazel a text basically saying she's going to crash the show. So Hazel up and leaves. So I'm like, why would you leave? But whatever. So, in the middle of the show, and by the way, somebody pointed out that Patrice Curry from Basketball Wives LA was, I guess, in the show or in the audience. I don't know. I missed it. So I'm trying to watch it again so I could catch her. But, I mean, LA isn't small, but it ain't that big either, especially when it comes to celebrities. They all travel, in circles. They travel in the same venues, restaurants, like, they hang out at the same places. So, when the show was starting, I noticed Tori Hart was the host, and, that's Kevin Hart's ex-wife, for y'all who don't know. So, they did, I think they did Princess, her models first, and then they did Milan. And then they did Nikki. And then afterwards, Tierra walked in talking about guess who, bitches, or whatever. So she came in and they walked or whatever, and you know, Nikki and Princess, all of them were like baffled. So Tierra basically was like, I wasn't trying to come here to throw shade. Everybody's line looks good. I just felt a certain way. So I'm like, okay, I understand you're in your feelings about this whole fashion show thing, but you're unprofessional and you're petty for doing this in a place where there's probably people, potential investors or whatever, who wants to invest in your line and all of that. Now they see you being messy, you making everybody look bad. That's very unprofessional. You could have dealt with that outside of the venue. You could have waited until the show was over. You could have handled this real mature. And it's like Tierra Marie and me and Tierra Marie are the same age. And it's like, you know, you can tell maturity does not come with age, because Tierra, certain things she do is like, it's very petty. Like her setting up Princess, petty. Her crashing this fashion show, petty. Like, just stop. Just stop. You sitting up here wasting your energy and all of this on people, and you making yourself look bad. You're not even making them look bad. You making yourself look bad. So Nikki, after the show, had a meeting with all of them. It was Milan, Nikki, Princess, Tierra, and Moniece. So Tierra apologized for what she was doing, but Princess was like, I don't feel like it was necessary. I mean, she was like, you're gonna work with people you don't like all the time, but how you handle it is that shows the type of person that you are, and you're unprofessional. So the whole time Moniece is sitting in, and Moniece asked the question, and Princess got defensive, because she's like, I don't feel like talking to you because you being here is like irrelevant. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I understand Moniece and Tierra are friends, but Moniece really didn't need to be there. Like, she really, I mean, I'm not saying it to be mean, but I'm saying Moniece really didn't need to be there. Like, her presence wasn't needed in this meeting at all. So her and Princess got into it. They throwing drinks at each other. It was just ridiculous. So, what else happened? I'm not even going to talk about Miles and Amber, because I'm literally sick of them two. Ray J is now realizing he's miserable without Princess, so he's doing everything in his power to get her back and all this other stuff. So Princess is like, well, my deeper issue is that I allow you to do what you do to me, because the same pattern occurred with me and my dad. She said I went back, I think she lived in Texas or something like that, but she went to go visit family, and she hasn't seen her dad in over 10 years. So she feels like her issues in her relationship have a lot to do with her dad. And I mean, that's understandable, because every girl's first love is supposed to be their dad. And I mean, I get where Princess comes from with the daddy issues and the, you know, allowing men to treat her the way they treat her, because she didn't know that growing up. I completely can relate to that. So, yeah, so Ray J is doing everything in his power to get her back. He meeting up with Max Lux, talking about, I used to be a 95% cheater, now I'm a 5% cheater. And it had everybody looking like, bruh. And I'm like, Ray J, just shut up. So he, after the show, bought her flowers and asked for her to be back in his life. And, you know, Princess is like, well, you got to show me better than you can tell me. Like, I'm not just going to let you come back easy like that. Like, you have to work or whatever. So I guess this is when they made up. And then at some point they got engaged. I don't know. So, Brandy. Now, this is the most real and raw that I've seen Brandy. Brandy, is going through like a family issue, because they found out her sister has multiple sclerosis, and she said it's basically a disease that and like a person who has it, their immune system attacks their brain. And I'm like, okay, see, this is the kind of Brandy I want to see. I want to see authentic, real, non-dramatic, reading from a teleprompter Brandy, because that's what she's been since she got on this show. Like, very over dramatic, very loud, very boisterous for no reason. And you can tell, if you compare this confessional to all her other ones, you can tell that this is really her, just by how she's acting. So she's sitting there and she's like, well, saying to her sister, well, if you have MS, I have MS, she got MS, Granny got MS, Granny like, oh, hell no, I don't want no MS. And I'm like, that's right, Granny, you got enough issues going on. You don't need to be diagnosed with no multiple sclerosis. So, Brandy and Max, they're on the beach and they're walking and they're talking, and she's like, you know, despite all the drama, Max has been my rock, and I really need to tell him and show him how much I love and appreciate him. So, you know, they're really discussing it, and this is bringing them closer together. Max is saying he feels for her because she's going through all of this, and I'm like, you know what, this is what, you know, we like to see. I mean, yeah, we like the ratchetness too, but we like, you know, people like me like a balance. I don't want all ratchet all the time. I like to actually see some real life issues happen here, people. So, you know, this multiple sclerosis story, as fake as the situation may be with the 3 people, Miles and his coming out story, I mean, if his coming out story is fake and this is all for acting, the story, the situation is real to me. Miles, Amber, and Milan, they may be fake, they may be actors, but the story, the situation is real to me. Shonda and Willie and their issues, real to me. So, I mean, you know, that was basically the episode. It wasn't really much. It was mostly the fashion show, the multiple sclerosis, Princess and Ray J, Moniece and Fizz. I mean, this was an interesting episode, but next week, it looks like it's gonna be crazy. Girl, what are you doing? Lord. Next week, it looks like it's gonna be crazier because Nikki tells Rich what Moniece said to Fizz. Fizz confronts Moniece about it. Okay, I think you sleepy. Rich confronts Moniece about it. Moniece confronts Nikki and they start fighting. It just like it's gonna be drama. But I'll be here for it. So remember, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys next video. Later.